Controllers are used in video games to let the player choose actions that they want to do. You can use a controller to allow you to jump, attack, navigate a menu, or even steer a car. But how does this all tie into physics? Simply put, the controller uses multiple circuits located inside of it to read the inputs that are pressed and register it to an action that corresponds to the game. The kind of input that is commonly used throughout controllers is a push button. The push button is simple as it only registers the action if there's enough force applied. The act of holding down a button closes the circuit, which allows the electrons to flow through the circuit board, thus creating a current. The electrons begin to move because of a voltage, energy given to charge by batteries. A microcontroller is used like an ammeter, a device that is used to measure the electric current to tell if there is current flowing through the circuit. The current that flows through sends an electrical current as electrical signals to the game, which would then perform the corresponding action associated with the button. In the game Super Mario Bros., the A button, which is a push button, can be pressed to make Mario jump like so. Another type of input found throughout most controllers is a pressure-sensitive button. They are commonly seen on the triggers of the controller. Unlike a push button that opens and closes the circuit, a pressure-sensitive button uses pressure-sensitive resistors to gauge on how much force is applied to the button. The microcontroller in the circuit is used to tell the change in resistance. In the game Super Smash Bros. Melee, there is a mechanic called Light and Hard Shield. It is performed by either pressing the L or R trigger lightly or firmly respectively, like so. The analog stick is the joystick located on a controller. The analog stick can be rotated in a circular motion. To measure the location of the analog stick, there is a set of two potentiometers underneath the analog stick. There is one for tracking where the stick has moved along the x-axis, and another one for where the stick has moved along the y-axis. A potentiometer has a conductive material called a wiper, and a resistor material, which is printed as two sets of circles called a track. The wiper has sections called bends, which are used to change the effective length of the electricity that would flow through the resistor material. If the wiper moves to the left, it would lower the resistance on the track. As a result of the resistance being lowered, the current that flows through the potentiometer increases. A microcontroller is used to measure the current that is flowing through the potentiometer for the X and Y axis, which transmits the exact location of the analog stick to the game.